Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your neat parent host, Zakaria, and I'm here today with, could you please introduce yourself?
So my name is Amina from Amanah Fitness. Yeah.
I'm super honored to have you here today for for me, first of all, I can't wait to have this conversation, as well as for our neat parent listening community. And inshallah, we will all benefit from the many, many wonderful things you have to say, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Could you please tell us a bit more about Amanah Fitness?
Yeah, so Amana Fitness is basically an online community. And my goal is to really help Muslim women, Muslim families to really get in the best shape of their life, prioritize fitness, boost their energy, and see those transformational effects of fitness in their lives through the power of at-home workouts. So we do a lot of modest workout videos, tons of health education, and really that focus is helping the Muslim family refocus on fitness and bring it back into our lives in a way that really makes sense for our families.
Totally. Now, I'm just going to rewind or just pick up on a word you said, just only because of the current situation with the pandemic. So at
Yes.
home, but you were always focused on helping those at home prior to the pandemic, right?
Absolutely, because I mean, fitness is one of those things that I believe that everyone needs to have an at-home fitness habit because it's the most
Totally.
practical. I
Totally.
mean, you need to have something that you can do in your home to take care of your body, your amana,
Yes.
and have that as a consistent part of your at-home routine.
Yeah, totally. So then, because I definitely remember the first time I found out about you, I think it was like a Ramadan workshop or a Ramadan.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was a few years ago. I feel like it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And I was
Right.
just like, she's super cool. And
So good.
how is she like not like, why was this not created like, you know, since the beginning of time? Because this is like so helpful, purely
Yes.
because Ramadan, obviously, what happens during Ramadan, and
Of
you want to
course.
maintain fitness. So would you say that there was some sort of motivation behind starting your business, or was it just?
Definitely. So I mean, yes, you'll notice that. So I've been doing fitness education at Amanah Fitness for just over 5 years. And it's definitely one of those things where you're seeing more of these conversations happening now in the Muslim community. When we started, really nobody was talking about health and fitness in the Muslim community. So it's great to see that people are starting to have that greater focus. For me personally, my own journey was really that catalyst and inspiration behind starting Amanah Fitness. I grew up as an overweight child. I always struggled with my weight throughout my entire life, and really struggled with fitness, struggled with health. And it was through that struggle and just having so much difficulty with it and never seeing any resources in the Muslim community that would help me address it that made me want to eventually, through my own weight loss journey, come back and share some of that, those resources that I wish that I had, right? Like there was no, I never saw any Muslim women in workout videos, never saw any modest workout videos, never saw anything that catered to the unique Muslim struggle, as in cultural food or Ramadan fasting. So all of that was not really reflected in that in the fitness experience. So I just wanted to create a way for Muslims to have something that matched them on their faith values and was culturally sensitive as well. So, and I mean, subhanAllah, there's been such a great response because so many Muslims really can appreciate the fact that as a Muslim community, we really need to get serious about our health. Obesity rates are very high within our community. And also a lot of the mindsets we have around fitness within our families are so unhealthy. We don't encourage fitness and healthy living within our families as much. Many of us are kind of growing up with our own cultural baggage that we're working through that. So as a community, it's super important to have these discussions.
Yeah, totally. I mean, because there are still some You know, let's be honest here. There's some folks out there who are like, "Oh, Salah is enough fitness. It's a workout."
Yep. I hear that a lot. Or I also
Yeah.
hear, I think a lot more kind of commonly that a lot of Muslim moms and parents will tell me that, "Oh, I'm chasing my kids around all day. That's my exercise."
Yeah.
And fair enough, that might be getting up your step count, but fitness is so much more than that, right? I mean, fitness is the engagement of all of the muscles in your body so you can be functionally strong and fit for the rest of your life and be a parent who's able to be there for your kids in the most functional way throughout their lives as well. So that, I mean, obviously there's a lot more education that needs to go into that. We need to be doing effective functional fitness workouts that challenge your body, keep you strong, keep you healthy, and not only to serve in our best capacity as a parent, but also to serve in our best capacity as a Muslim. Because I mean, your 5 daily prayers are a very physical act. We want to be praying standing up for as long as for our entire lives, inshallah. Umrah, Hajj, we want to keep that, that strong physical capability, inshallah. And obviously, we know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that verily your body has a right over you. This is a part of our faith, and to protect our bodies and really see our bodies as an amana, as something that it's our responsibility to care for them. And fitness is the way that your body needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, yeah, totally. No, mashallah. I feel like that is not only um something that probably needs to be redirected in terms of the focus, because
Right.
many of us do feel like the salah is sufficient enough, or you get winded during salah, you're like, khalas, that's enough. I've worked out. You do it 5 times a day, the khalas, this is enough. And then some women or dads may feel like, "Oh, I'm running around after these kids. um that's enough
Right.
as well, or I'm screaming all day after the kids, whatever it is that they're doing, like that's enough. I'm beat by the end of the day. That must mean that I must have had an extensive workout." But just
Right.
redirecting the focus to like, what does fitness mean, how
Hmm.
important it is, and like you said, how important it is particularly to the Muslim because of
Right.
it being an amana of ours. um so mashallah, I think that's great. And inshallah, that will be something that is that you're successful. May Allah grant you tawfiq in
I mean,
accomplishing that,
barakallahu
because that's a
fiki.
big task. It sounds like you're the only one out there, so you're gonna
I mean, look, there's a lot that now it's great. There's a lot of Muslims who are having these conversations, and it's definitely something that we're realizing plays a bigger role in our families. I mean, you mentioned about a lot of parents will end the day feeling exhausted, right? That's a
totally
direct symptom of
lack
a
of
lack of
fitness.
fitness, honestly, because when we're
Subhanallah.
not working out, we get tired so easily. But when we start exercising more regularly, our stamina improves, our ability to engage in difficult activities for longer improves. It's one of those things that honestly you don't realize the how your life is missing, or basically how your life is lacking until we add fitness in. And I know, because I grew up without fitness and I was overweight and struggled with that for my entire life. And for me, really, my life changed when I started to add fitness into it, subhanallah, because I just realized, wow, there's such a more energetic, better way to live and move in your body.
It's like a new set of glasses, right?
Exactly. Very good way to put it.
Yeah, subhanallah. Well, in terms of Amana Fitness, I can't remember if it's only for the Muslim mom, or does it include the Babas out there too?
Yeah, so definitely my own coaching focuses on Muslim women, but we also have an awesome family fitness series. So,
Nice.
like, all of our Ramadan workouts are for families. So, in that, I'm coaching my husband through the workouts,
MashaAllah.
which is great because a lot of Muslim families, they do it with both parents and their kids. So that's always amazing to see. So yeah,
MashaAllah.
we have a lot of family workouts as well. So we can kind of have that approach. I mean, obviously, it's having modest workouts that are faith based. We start every workout with Bismillah. We have that intentionality behind the workout. I think makes a huge difference in the way that we approach our bodies, approach our fitness. That's very counterculture to the mainstream fitness industry.
MashaAllah. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And that's great to hear. So
Okay.
that no one is excluded here, and there's
There we
something for
go.
someone, and you have a great team of and you have a great curriculum for the whole family. So that's definitely
Jazakallah
great to hear.
khair.
And with that being said, would you say that there is a difference, because kids are kids, and then parents are parents, and then there's the woman, there's the man, and then there are the kids. So would you say that there's a difference between the fitness for kids, the fitness for parents, or the fitness
Mm,
for um by gender, you know?
right. So that's a really good question. So I think that many adults, many Muslim adults, are recovering from a lifetime and a history of an unhealthy relationship with fitness. Some in some cases, abuse of their bodies, neglect, unhealthy attitudes, mindsets that have been developed that are not the best when it comes to our fitness. Like in my example, I grew up hating fitness. I hated movement, and this was something I did not want to do. I know that a lot of Muslim adults are approaching fitness there, and if they do start working out, it's usually for a reason like maybe your doctor told you that you need to lose weight because your health is at risk, or maybe you're really dissatisfied with energy levels, or with the sluggishness that you're feeling day to day. Those are typical reasons why Muslim adults want to start exercising.
Like it's already
Um,
too late when they start. Like it's like
so usually
not
we're
prevented.
ma- we're exercising as a result of symptoms. So we're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm really struggling here. I guess I need to do exercise even though I don't want to. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where a lot of adults come to fitness. There's this attitude that it's difficult, that it's not fun, that it's a chore. And this is that all ties into this hyper hustle obsessed culture we have, that like if it's not moving me towards my career objectives or whatever, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So that attitude a lot of Muslim adults have, of just like hustle and everything extraneous cut out of that. Working out, who has time for that? It's boring, it's blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Versus So I think that for Muslim adults, it's about healing that relationship with fitness. It's about making time for it in our busy lifestyles, which is why our workouts are super short, by the way, because I know that Muslim adults, we got to get in and out and make it short and make it practical.
Yeah.
So it's about kind of really returning to fitness and recognizing that it can have a place in our busy life. For kids, however, I would absolutely love to see the next generation of Muslim kids grow up with a little bit of a different relationship with fitness, grow up with understanding that we move because movement is amazing, and movement is amazing for the human body. It's
Totally.
healthy, it's fun, it builds our confidence. Exercise increases your school performance, your memory capacity, your mental health. It makes you happier, it's a stress buster. Every single positive thing that you want your body to be doing, exercise is involved in it. It prevents the risk of disease, and it allows Muslim kids to grow up to be stronger, healthier, more capable human beings in this life. Like that's what I want to shift us towards, being able to share with our kids that we do movement because we're humans and humans move, and that's something that we love, and it's fun, and it's amazing. So
Yeah.
that's what I would love to have, that mindset shift, and see that in the next generation. And
Inshallah.
that's also a case that like adults, again, a lot of times we're like rehabilitating through fitness. So we're doing kind of a lot of specific exercises that are geared towards just specific weaknesses, addressing imbalances, improving core strength, this kind of thing. But for kids, I really love to have this focus on just move and just feel how good your body feels to move. I love including things with teams, with that aspect of kind of fun competition games in it, and really having a more approach of like just discover the love of movement. And then like for our adults who are really focused on functional fitness,
Yeah.
kind of there's first, we just got to get kids to love to move.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that difference that I see.
It's almost like a psychological perspective that is necessary to get the health or the physical medical perspective. So it's almost like a conglomeration of the three. Like it has a component of psychology, has some component of, the physical and medical part, as well as the
Absolutely.
spiritual.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm a health psychologist, so
Mashallah,
that's why I'm
mashallah,
focused on that.
mashallah, mashallah. So are you doing something? So you've finished. I can't remember if you finished the training for the health psychology program.
Great. So So for me, I'm a certified fitness instructor, and then I'm currently completing my PhD degree in health psychology.
MashaAllah.
So it's definitely something that, and I think that, as you said, like, it goes hand in hand, because in order to discuss fitness effectively, we need to discuss the mindsets behind it. We need to discuss, the psychology that we're bringing to the table, our cultural background, our history with exercise,
Right.
and all of that is super important to really make a practical change in integrating fitness in our lives. So
Yeah.
that's a big focus.
That's wonderful that you have that background because it just seems like it's just integral. It just seems like it can't,
Mm,
it's not complete without the other. So
yeah, I agree with that.
that's great. Mashallah that you have that. And
Alhamdulillah.
being with the kids, and particularly even before this just kind of current times and what's going on in the world today,
Yep.
subhanallah, in general, we were always letting our kids either watch TV
Yep.
or play video games, or just kind of like hang out, type of, we're at home particularly. I
Right.
do feel like we do, or most parents do, try to prevent their kids from having too much of a
Mm,
complacent, or just lifestyle, or
hmm.
too much of a sedentary lifestyle. But now, in addition to already having to deal with maybe video games and TV time limits, now we have what I call Zoom school. I call it Zoom school because most kids are going to school via Zoom.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, the existing video game
Hmm.
and TV time. So is there something that maybe parents can know, or something that they can maybe look forward to as maybe some realistic goals for our children to maybe prevent having a sedentary lifestyle?
Okay, so that's a really, really important discussion, because obviously we are facing new challenges with increased sedentary lifestyles in school. A lot
Yeah.
of the ways that we would normally be moving around, right? So transporting our kids, going to a school, even the playground,
Yeah.
recess, lunch
Yeah.
breaks, a lot of that is cut out. And as you said, it's replaced by a lot of screen time now, which obviously results in sedentary
Yeah.
behaviors. So essentially, we really need to realize that a lot of this type of daily movement, so inside the day, we kind of have two modes of movement: volitional exercise and neat movement, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So we
Mhm.
we want to be thinking about both of these. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis is the type of movement that happens throughout the day, when you're moving, when you're standing, when you're walking, when you're shifting between these movements. And that is one of the biggest areas that is really, really low when we're having a sedentary, computer oriented lifestyle. And the thing is that a lot of adults will experience this sedentary lifestyle. They'll be working desk jobs. Now, the challenge is that a lot of kids are being introduced to the same sedentary patterns that normally their parents would be experiencing much later on. So
Yeah.
now you have a lot of those same struggles that parents will come to me saying, "I'm super low energy. I feel sluggish every day. What can I do?" Now that problem is being, unfortunately, passed down to our kids. So we really need to kind of realize that, okay, the sedentary lifestyle and sedentary behavior pattern is very, very negative. It's very depleting of our energy throughout the day. And that's definitely, we want to help our kids create habits that just allow us to mitigate some of those negative effects. So now more than ever, it is super, super important to make time for movement throughout the day. So when it comes to that neat movement, that we need to be having breaks, hourly breaks, where we get up and we move around. Like, that needs to be, as just like recess, whether that needs to be a little bell that goes off in your home where you get up and y'all dance around for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That's cool, just something where we're getting up, moving the body. And I think essentially, getting the parents to do that with the kids is how we can make that a part of the culture of the home. So regular movement throughout the day, especially when we are sitting at screen times. And also taking time out for, again, that volitional exercise. So I have an awesome series of workouts. They're 5-minute workouts, which are super helpful for parents. So I've found that a lot of parents have loved using that, especially in the pandemic. And doing those 5-minute workouts is a great way to get that little bit of movement in throughout the day. It's manageable, it's short, it's not going to take any time away. And so many parents do those with their kids. So that's something that I would love to suggest. Do the 5-minute workouts, have movement breaks frequently throughout the day,
Totally.
and really make that a priority. And that's, you're going to see huge impact on learning potential, concentration, memory when we have those movement breaks as well.
And that sounds very realistic because
Mhm.
5 minutes is something that, I mean, some people, that's how long it takes for them to sully, so they say like,
Yeah.
so definitely 5 minutes sounds reasonable. I thought you were going to say something like 30 or an hour. I'm like, okay, forget about it.
Look,
That
I would
is
love to
unrealistic for
work up to
parents.
that.
So
I
yeah,
would love to work up to that, right? But
yeah,
again, I'm about being really practical. If you're not exercising at all and you feel your schedule is already crammed, start with 5 minutes, and then
yeah.
once you really enjoy it, you feel out those benefits, you'll naturally want to increase the time that you're spent exercising. I mean, I have
Totally.
longer workouts too, a lot of 20-minute workouts, but
Yeah.
I always love starting off, especially parents, with the 5-minute ones.
Totally, totally, especially for the newbies, because definitely culturally, it's not something, and the Muslim Ummah is it's so diverse, mashallah. It just, but I can say of the many cultures that exist within the Muslim community, I take up two, um, and
Mashallah.
definitely neither of those two are really big, or I don't even think there is a discussion at the table or in the household about
Mm,
fitness ever.
right.
Like it's
Yep.
just something that's just kind of not passed down. So definitely
Yes.
it can be intimidating to someone even like myself, who's first generation American born, but just
Mm,
having that kind of cultural background of it not being a
yep.
discussion. So it's going to seem intimidating. I've never seemed intimidating. So I definitely
Yes.
can say from personal experience that it is something very intimidating. But when I hear you say something like 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, I think I could do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I could
That's
totally
one
do
of
that.
that's one of the big goals, to break down the intimidation that a lot of Muslims feel about fitness. And like, to further that, my workouts are no equipment. Like, you're gonna get an amazing
Awesome.
full body workout in a short time, no equipment. You can do it in your living room with your pajamas on, with the kids jumping everywhere. So like, really that's important, to break down the barriers. And I think personally, for the busy Muslim parent who
Yes.
is struggling to get it all in,
Yeah.
who is having a hard time juggling everything, I think it is just impractical to expect yourself to go out, drive to the gym,
Yeah.
make time for an hour, go, come back, drive home, change your clothes, shower.
Yeah.
I just think that it's not practical. And so that goes back to, it is imperative for every Muslim parent to have an at-home workout routine. You
Yeah.
need to have something that you can do in, your random clothes that you happen to be wearing in your living room, and just fit it in that tiny little time that your kids are maybe sleeping, or maybe doing another activity, or just giving you that little break. That needs to be the new form of self-care. And when you have that attitude, we break down the overwhelm, we break down the intimidation, because it's literally just a way to move our body that feels so good, that gives you that strength, energy back, so that you have more to give back to your kids for the rest of the day, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. No, it's definitely um it's multifaceted in terms of the thoughts that go into someone thinking about, I'm going to work out. I need to work
Yeah,
out, or I should work out. I should set the example for my kids, or I should
exactly. Yeah.
just even be taking better care of myself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trusted me with this body.
Yep.
And it is definitely very intimidating. And then for someone who didn't even own a pair of sneakers, I must say
Mm,
that just the gear alone was also intimidating with the
yep.
gym membership. And
Of
then to
course.
now get gear, like, okay, I got to buy sneakers, I got to buy like kind of modest fitness wear. I got to find a gym that only has a women only section, so there were just
Yes.
so
It's a
many
lot of
layers.
barriers.
So many barriers. So of course that just not only, just out the gate, you already feel defeated. Subhanallah.
Exactly. So I mean, that's why like working out at home, it breaks down all of those, and it really allows us to focus on, okay, what are the real reasons why I'm not working out right now? If I take out all of the gear, all of that stuff, what is the reason? And for many of us, because we didn't grow up seeing our parents exercise. For many of us from cultural backgrounds, it
Yeah.
wasn't something that was done in the home. So it's not something that we have a habit of.
Yeah.
For many of us, we just don't know how to move.
We
And
don't
so
even know what
that's
to
where
do.
kind of following workout videos is really, really helpful. Like you literally, you learn the steps to engage in functional fitness. And so just getting over that initial hump is always the hardest part. And then we get into a beautiful routine that energizes you and you actually start looking forward to, because you
Yeah.
see those benefits in your life, inshallah.
Inshallah. Well, I think that's wonderful to put it that way, and that inshallah the reach will be even greater, because like I said, I was totally from the first video. I was like, yeah, okay, this looks good.
Inshallah.
And then particularly because you said you're at home, meaning that it is geared towards the at home, no equipment required workout
Yeah.
session, and most folks are obviously comfortable in their homes. And then
Hmm.
obviously, I don't know about many people, but for me, one of my favorite words is free, so I definitely love not having to buy equipment or sneakers, or gear, modest gear, which is also another struggle in itself. That's
Hmm.
like another topic to find, like modest gear for a covered woman. So that's definitely many positives just out the gate coming from
Right.
Amana Fitness. So we all love that, and we look forward to obtaining more of that. And I know you
Inshallah. Look,
discussed,
all
inshallah.
of that stuff is all of that stuff is super fun. I mean, exploring kind of shoes and other types of gear, like it's great. And as you'll continue along your fitness journey, maybe you'll get into that. But the point is that you don't need anything extra to move,
Don't let it
because
hinder you. Yeah.
exactly. Don't let it hinder you. And also, the most fundamental movement patterns are just with your body alone. So, part of that is kind of breaking down this big, scary concept we have about what it means to exercise, and realizing that just every single human is literally meant to engage in functional exercise. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that that Muslim fitness needs to have that really strong focus of the why behind it, the intentionality, because look, Muslim families are busy, and there's a lot going on to raise, kids to be productive members of the Muslim community. And so,
Yeah.
if something's not directly correlated with that goal, we're not going to make time for it. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is a part of our tradition.
It really is. And it's like, regardless of what country or ethnic background you have, I feel like it's embedded into a lot of um a lot of cultures. Like, it's not like, oh, it's
Mhm.
just only this one culture that they just don't work out. No, it's like several
Yes, it
hundred
is.
countries.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is something I hear from Muslims from all different backgrounds, that okay, I didn't grow up exercising. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's definitely something that now, we have to kind of bring that back and change that culture for the next generation, inshallah.
Even more, inshallah, even more so. And I know you
Mhm.
mentioned that just the motivation for starting Amana Fitness from your personal experiences. Is there something in particular that you would be willing to share with our Neat Parent community about a personal fitness challenge you had and how you were able to resolve it?
Right. So I mean, obviously, like growing up as an overweight child, there's a lot of kind of baggage associated with that, a lot of difficulties, like constantly struggling with my self-esteem and feeling um, out of control with my own body. And that's one of the things about fitness, is that when you're not in control, you feel everything in life is out of control, because it's something as personal and close to you as how you're feeling day to day in your own body. So that was really a struggle. And especially for me, again, like I didn't grow up exercising, so it was always something strange. Like, it was something that you did because you had to lose weight, and if you didn't have to lose weight, then why would you exercise? So really, shifting that approach, and for me, transitioning from somebody who hated exercise, who couldn't do any type of movement for more than 5 minutes, to somebody who loves fitness and who shares it with others. That was a huge mindset shift, and it happened because when I started to move, when I started those little bits of movement, I started to feel that amazing effect. And it's because that once you start exercising, you get those endorphins, your mindset changes. Literally, there's physiological changes that happen in your body that just make exercise so enjoyable when you get past that initial difficulty. So just really working through that was a real was a real gift that I wanted to share back with other Muslims, inshallah. But I think that one of the things that I really struggled with was feeling so alone throughout that journey. There's again, as I mentioned, there's not much discussion about this within the Muslim community, and if there is, it's a lot of times the workouts are not designed for a Muslim to really have a wholesome experience that helps us reinforce the fact that exercising is part of the Muslim experience, right? So that's kind of what I really wanted to bring back, that focus. And again, it goes back to that intentionality. So I think that a lot of that struggle that I experienced is really, I've just tried to create what I wish that I had at that time.
Yeah, totally, totally. Well, that's definitely helpful to see that there is for folks out there who might find it challenging, that there is that light at the end of the tunnel, so to say, so to speak, and that there are ways to find resolutions to
Mm.
some of the challenges you might encounter, whether it be the cultural, like you said, or even if it's a health challenge. Like some people might be discouraged and they might think that, oh, it's too late, I already have been diagnosed with this XYZ, and it's too late,
Mm.
as
That's
opposed
a
to
good
like, yeah, thinking that, or knowing that fitness can actually change a few of the, diagnoses.
Yeah, so a lot of parents will tell me, and they'll start exercising. They'll be like, I have knee pain, I have back pain. I don't know if fitness is for me. And that's one of the awesome things, like through my workouts, we are transitioning to reducing these pains that many Muslims have been living with for the past decade.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful because the amazing thing is that our muscles support our entire skeleton. And so oftentimes when we have these types of pains, just strengthening the muscles around the area of pain can bring so much relief and allow your muscles to support your body throughout the day. So
Yeah.
obviously, specific medical conditions, you always have to get cleared by your doctor before exercising. But in most cases, exercise will greatly improve pains, aches, struggles that you're having throughout the day. So I think that that's one of the best things about fitness. I mean, the only way to get younger, really, and to feel younger
Yeah.
is to exercise. That's
Yeah.
literally how you can begin to reverse your biological clock, so
Yeah.
that again you can be that parent who's able to run around and be with their kids in that type of active way that your kids love.
Yeah.
So that's super important.
It is. And then obviously as Muslims, there's always the importance of our deen being foremost and center. So
Hmm.
would you say that there is an Islamic perspective that you want Muslim parents to know about fitness
Right.
for their kids and for themselves as well?
Right. Yeah. I mean, subhanAllah, like the prophetic wisdom is just so beautiful in that our deen is all encompassing. And of course, that includes our health, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many hadith that speak to the importance of taking care of your body and treating it properly, not abusing it, not overfeeding it. And I mean, beautiful hadiths in that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah has not been asked for anything more beloved to him than being asked for afia, like this total good health and wellness, in your entire body. The Prophet ﷺ also said that two blessings are often overlooked by most of mankind: good health and free time. So
So
literally, like, we're being encouraged that to see our bodies as this resource for good, as this resource for us to strive in this world, for us to reach our potential and our ultimate purpose in serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So our bodies are meant to be that vessel that we're doing that. So again, just realizing that, and the mainstream fitness industry can be very destructive in this sense. Like, we're always pushed this message that fitness is so that you look a certain way. It's so that you look sexier. But in fact, that's just a complete misconstrual of the role of fitness. The role of fitness is that you can be a better parent, so that you can be a better Muslim, so that you can have a bigger impact, because you have the energy to do all of that, and you have the functional strengths. You can avoid health complications, and you can be just comfortable in your body, and not feeling aches and pains and all of that throughout your life. So yeah, really shifting that focus, that to be the best Muslim you can be, you gotta be in great shape.
Yeah, subhanallah, it is definitely all encompassing. Um, just being a Muslim, it involves so many things, and in the way we eat, we're Muslim in the way we talk, or we're Muslim in the way we walk. So I definitely feel like if someone doesn't have that fitness component incorporated, maybe they may not see it. So that's a very helpful tip for the Muslim community to see how like fitness is still um, a part of our lifestyle as
Yeah,
Muslims. It's still a
definitely.
very important, integral part of a Muslim lifestyle. And I think that's something that it's almost like we need to shout it out, or, just let it
Yeah.
be heard a little bit more, because it doesn't necessarily intuitively click at first. You're like, what?
Right. Yes.
Fitness, Muslim fitness, what? You know,
Right.
like, what is she
And
talking about?
of course. And I mean, look, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was an amazing example of a very strong and fit person, mashallah, right? So there's so many narrations in that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would walk quickly, like his pace was fast. He
Yeah.
was described as, his stomach being in line, like a fit person. And then you look at the examples of the female companions who were so strong physically and mentally, right? You have these amazing stories of Muslim women in our history who, did amazing things, and they were, again, that they had that strength, not only mentally but also physically, and being that capable person is so important.
Totally, totally. And definitely fitness. I am pretty sure everyone has experienced the fitness, or sometimes you start to question your fitness during
Mm.
Ramadan and Tarweeh. You're like,
Yes.
oh, okay, can I make it through?
Yes.
Subhanallah. And it's not only because you've eaten less, but it's just mostly like the stamina that's required. And inshallah, everyone's goal
Hmm.
is to, like, attend every Tarweeh. You're like, okay, I
Yeah.
wanna, and then sometimes you're like the first, couple nights, you're like, yeah, yeah. And then after a while, you're like, oh, subhanallah, I can't. And I
Right.
know that we've all been there, and whether it's Umrah, whether it's Tarweeh, whether it's Hajj, the stamina that's required is like another reminder sometimes. I don't want to
Yep.
say it's like too late, but sometimes it's just a reminder. I know, at least for me, it's like a reminder, like, oh, okay, yeah, I should have worked out, or I should be exercising more, or I should
Yep.
maybe make my 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You get a little bit more. It's like another type of intrinsic motivation to think about your fitness a little bit more
Yep.
during those
Yeah.
times. So, but unfortunately, we don't have only Ramadan that we're fasting, because, inshallah, many folks are maybe doing some of the sunnah fasts every week, Monday, Thursday, or maybe
Yep.
people are making up fasts for previous years. Or some of the other sunnah fasts, like fasting for certain Islamic months, or
Hmm.
fasting the white days. Obviously, they're the sunnah fasts. I also feel like sometimes we shouldn't only think about it as like a once a year thing, like, oh, okay, I have to
Yes, of
get
course.
physically right only because it's Ramadan, or I have to get physically right only because it's Hajj. Hajj is coming up, or so it's definitely something that needs to, on so many levels, needs to be, I guess, incorporated into the whole um lifestyle, which is, being a Muslim. But I would
Hmm.
say that because we're so diverse ethnically, culturally, geographically, we are so, I don't want to say we have so many barriers, but I do feel like we just have additional barriers.
Mm.
um
Everyone has unique struggles.
Everyone
Yeah.
has unique, exactly. So in terms of the geographical aspect, I know that a lot of your workouts are, or if not all of them, they're at home. So
Hmm.
therefore, there isn't that need to feel like you have to be outside or do like some sort of CrossFit, or you have to do like
Mm.
a grand tour outside or something. But I do wonder
Nope.
if there's some sort of fasting, maybe fitness while fasting. I don't know if I could call it that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Tips that you can provide, because some people, they fast. I know in certain parts of Europe, the sun goes down, especially during the summertime, at like
Mm.
almost 10 sometimes. It's like,
Uh-huh.
but they will fast until sundown. And then I think like some parts of the world, they fast, they have a cutoff time that is like, I think in Indonesia, I think it's like always 7 p.m. or something. I can't remember the time. And like certain other countries like Mali and
Right.
Africa, they have like a certain time. It's just like set. But like in New York, sometimes the sun goes down at 9:30 and
Right.
we're fasting and it's humid and hot and you know, or in France or something, it's like 10 o'clock at night and then the sun is going down. So, or Alaska.
Yep.
So what would you say are some maybe fitness while fasting tips you could provide for the neat parent community
Yes.
in the geographically diverse Muslim community that exists, our ummah out there?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, so you brought up a really good point. And the thing is that I really want to share this message that Muslims need to take their fitness seriously in Ramadan,
Yeah.
because fitness is the key to unlocking your energy. And a higher energy fast means you have more energy for what matters most. You have more energy for longer prayers, more energy to come back to the Quran. You have more energy to spend time with your family. You are less likely to have that usual slog, that fasting exhaustion, that depletion of your energy that so many of us experience. We feel awful when we're fasting and we assume that we're starving. We assume that we're just dying while we're fasting. And it's not true. We're just tired and low energy, and we're not engaging in moving our body. So honestly, and that's the biggest thing, that so many people who go through our Ramadan workouts are shocked because they have this transformation of their energy, and they're like, wow, I never knew that I could feel so good while fasting. So I have a really awesome resource for everyone. We actually created an entire Ramadan workout series that are safe and suitable to do while fasting, and it's entirely free. So all of our
Mashallah,
Ramadan
mashallah, my
is
favorite
just
word.
freely available. So we have a full Ramadan series. This includes pre-Ramadan prep workouts, also Ramadan fasting workouts that can obviously be done anytime throughout the year, anytime that you are fasting. So our Ramadan
Mashallah.
workouts, you can find them at ramadanreset.com/workouts.
Okay.
Full range of fasting workouts. So they're short, they're safe to do while fasting. So if you have a really long fast in some parts of the world, you can do it at any point, like maybe after work. If you have quite a bit of time before iftar, do it then, whatever is practical for your schedule. Or if your fast ends earlier, maybe you can do it after iftar, no problem. These workouts have been really specifically designed so they fit you whenever in the day you want to work out. And they allow you to engage your body, get that energy, get that toning, beautiful effect when you're strengthening your muscles. It's all no equipment, which is amazing. And the other thing is really taking your nutrition and your fast really seriously, because that's also a huge part of it, right? Making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure that the foods you eat are re-energizing your fast. When we have our opportunities to eat in Ramadan, we have to think about those as fueling opportunities. That's going to be food that's going to be powering you through the rest of your fast, which is so important, right? Your iftar is like that recovery after your fast. Your
Yes.
suhoor is that prep for what's to come.
Yes.
So we have an awesome Ramadan guidebook that has full meal plans, recipes, everything you need to really experience your healthiest Ramadan. And you can find that at ramadanreset.com. It's an awesome guidebook that really walks you through not only the food, but the planning, the meal planning, the water, the hydration. Really, we collaborated with so many fitness and health experts all around the world to create that, and to provide a really diverse guide that would just address all of those issues that we struggle with in Ramadan, pertaining to our energy, pertaining to our fitness, and just really solve all of those. So those are some really good resources that, inshallah, I hope are super helpful. And that was the coolest thing this year, that we heard from, alhamdulillah, so many Muslims around the world, that Ramadan has never felt so good. And that is amazing. That's what I want everyone to feel when we're fasting, right? Like, you do not have to feel so tired. You can feel so energized through the fast. I mean, obviously it's still a struggle going without food, but making it as high energy as possible and experiencing that boost is just the best ever. So I'm really excited for, hopefully, inshallah, all the other parents to experience that transformation and share that with their families too, inshallah. Mm-hmm.
Or how can we reach you for your wonderful
Yeah.
services? Or how can
Jazakallah.
folks reach you?
Right. So definitely, I would love to share my workouts. So like we said, if you're thinking about Ramadan related stuff, check out ramadanreset.com for my daily workouts that are just perfect to include in, your family routine. I have an amazing series of 5-minute workouts. You can get those at amanahfitness.com/reset. It's a 5-day, 5-minute challenge that you can go through, reset your body, reset your fitness. And so many Muslim parents love doing them with their kids. So definitely take advantage of that. Do those free 5-minute workouts, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And Instagram is a great place to connect with me if you're on social media. Really, we try to have those discussions about health and our culture and our communities. And obviously, send me a DM if you have any specific questions. I'm always happy to help and share resources, inshallah.
Now I hear about health psychology and I'm just like, that is so relevant. That's so needed. And inshallah, it'll be even more broadcasted or just more
Inshallah.
showcased and, highlighted because it is so important and it is
Mm.
integral,
I
and
mean, health psychology is a pretty new field
it's
because
so new.
like
Yeah.
that's the challenge, right? That we have so much information about fitness and health, yet we are perhaps in many instances the most unhealthy we've ever been.
Yeah.
So a lot of the work is, okay, what are the barriers? What are the challenges? And how can we really cater fitness to be something that's actually practical?
Yeah.
And specifically for me, I focus on cross-cultural barriers that Muslims experience that prevent us from getting fit. And then my goal is to create workouts, programs, education that helps solve those problems. So that's literally kind of the entire approach of creating Amana Fitness and providing workouts that meet Muslims where they're at and just really help us finally make this happen at home. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's something that your whole family can do together, and just you'll see the benefits, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Well, definitely, it is not only a pleasure for me, it is a pleasure to have this available for the Neat Parent community. And Jazakallah khair for your
Jazakallah
time.
khair.
And
Ah, barakallahu
also,
fiki.
may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you tawfiq and all you
Ameen.
do with Amana Fitness. Very grateful for what you have
Jazakallah
provided.
khair.
And we want to hear it grow and may it be beneficial to many, many, many Muslims in the community,
Ameen.
our
Jazakallah
ummah.
khair.
Oh my God.
And I mean, I love what you're doing with the podcast. I think that these discussions are so important. So thank you so much for having me on today.
Oh, you're very welcome. The pleasure was all mine. Believe me, it was all mine. Jazakallah khair. And I wanted to let you know that I will definitely put your information once again. I have that available for folks so that they will definitely be contacting you or obtaining your resources, your videos that are already recorded. I know I've already benefited from them, and inshallah,
Ah, alhamdulillah.
I'm definitely going to continue to do that as well
Inshallah.
as make sure that it's available for many more, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa
Inshallah.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.